Hey everybody, this is Moltrap here with Klazart, and we're going to be doing the first game of the first set of the, I guess you call it the round of three, the third place playoffs for the Shinhan Bank Pro League, the 08-09 season. Basically, they had a bracket of the number 3 through number 6 teams, and the winner of those, which was CJ, now is playing against Hwaseung Oz, who was the second place team, and so and then the winner of that will play the first place team SKT1 for the finals to see who is the big kahuna of the season. And this is Lomo versus Skyhigh. We're looking at Skyhigh right now, who's been a real hero for CJ Entus. He's been winning them some very crucial games. Although Effort has been primarily carrying the team over the last couple sets. But anyway, it's going to be a Terran versus Terran match. Lomo is also Terran. This is going to be on Destination. And it should be a good match. Lomo has been playing, well, probably not at the level that Skyhigh has, but he's been playing decently well. And they're both very good TVT players, I believe. I guess I'll double check the stats, but should be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, these two fools are always at it. I gotta say, I love the new this Pro League intro. It's cool and it captures the atmosphere of the tournament. It's strange for me to be making that comment now after such a long time watching the Pro League. Skyhigh obviously is most famous, is most recognized for that time where he 4-0'd an entire team. I think it was including Jaedong in the Pro League. For CJ, where he took down the 4 players, where his team was 0-3 down, and he won 4 games in a row, starting with Jaedong. So that was huge. So there's a lot of history between Oz and Skyhigh. So they'll desperately be wanting to beat him, and that was obviously when we had the format of the Winners League. And unfortunately, we don't have. I mean, there were certain things that I liked about the Winners League format, but I felt that it was too tiring on the big name players and put too much pressure on the big name players. And you basically had people like Jaedong winning entire matches for their teams, which he still does a lot of the time. But anyway, game just starting up now, and yeah, but I still think this should be a good contest, and I'm just going to check the colors here. It looks like Skyhigh in teal and Lomo in green. So Skyhigh at the top of the map at the 12 o'clock position in teal, and Lomo at the... Oh, they've changed the colors. So Skyhigh is yellow at the top at 12, and Lomo is brown. I mean, I personally like teal and green as colors as opposed to yellow and, okay, red. I suppose yellow and red aren't too bad. Red at the bottom at 6 o'clock is Lomo.
Yeah, I don't like teal and green personally, especially in TVT. I can never tell whose vultures are whose. But yeah, red and yellow will be fine to tell them apart. Just to reiterate, Skyhigh is yellow, Lomo is red. And I actually just looked it up in the background. I was completely mistaken. Lomo is actually horrible at Terran versus Terran. He's at a 42% win rate, whereas Skyhigh is at a 66% win rate. He's won 2/3 of his game against fellow Terrans. So Skyhigh definitely statistically favored here, putting his depot in an interesting position there. Lomo instead is actually going to put his depot at his ramp to do some kind of a wall off here, which indicates that he might be going for a starport build or something like that. He's going to wall off his ramp and then do some kind of tech. I'm not sure what that means for Skyhigh, putting his depot in some random place. He may be doing that just to keep Lomo from scouting him as quickly, or maybe cause him to go up the ramp and not see any buildings and turn around. I don't know. Anyway. But, wow, okay, so Skyhigh is actually putting his barracks in a proxy position. I didn't notice the SCV running out there, but he's going to put it nearby. He's not doing any kind of a rush, though. What the purpose of this is to do is so that once he makes maybe a marine or two, or even before, he can float that barracks into Lomo's base and see what Lomo's doing. It's a scouting technique. But it also means he's just going to go straight to a factory and not go for any marines or anything like that. Just go for quick tech.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a couple of marines out there as well, just in case you need them to do something. But that's going to get scouted. It looks like the SCV almost... Yeah, it looks like the SCV from Lomo is going in the right direction. He's going to go... Oh my god, I'm not sure if he spotted this. He's gone past it, but because it's up on the ramp, because it's on the high ground, he might not have spotted it. And yeah, he's actually missed that proxy barracks. So good position. Oh, he's going to circle. He's circling. Is he going to circle around or not? he is not. He's not going to spot it. So that's unfortunate for Skyhigh. Sorry, for Lomo, that he sent that SCV out specifically for the purpose for looking for something like that. Or is he going to do a proxy as well? He's building a proxy factory. That's absolutely insane. He wasn't sending that SCV out to scout. So while Skyhigh puts a proxy racks down, Lomo puts down a proxy factory, and that Marine might actually see that factory because that Marine is actually heading northwards. I think he saw the SCV go past So he's now sending the Marine there, and the Marine is going to see the proxy factory, and the SCV is probably going to die before the factory. Yeah, the factory is cancelled. That is that expression is priceless. That should be on the cover of some magazine.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that was a really interesting look that Skyhigh had in his face here. He's like, what was that? So Lomo's had to cancel his factory, and he's gonna have to he's rebuilding it now inside his base. He's blocking that SCV scout from getting in his base, but again, the Rax is floating in from the other side. He's gonna see everything. He's actually gonna see that Lomo's taken all of his SCVs off gas, which is really interesting. He could be saving for a command center, but also the last time I saw this, the Terran went, well, there's the command center, but the Terran also went for a lot of vultures and went for a quick vulture push. By putting all their SCVs on minerals, they were able to get more minerals for vultures. But they also produce Marines at the same time, and he doesn't seem to be producing any more Marines. Okay, there's a machine shop. So I guess it was just for the command center. He's probably got SCVs back on gas now, actually. We'll see what there he goes. So, just one factory in the command center, I guess, and he's got a little bit of catching up to do in his tech, since that factory is so delayed. Oh, is the Vulture? No, the Vulture gets denied. It's not going to be able to get up that ramp. And Lomo's landed his barracks to make another block, so he'll be fine from this Vulture. But anyway, Skyhigh with a little bit of an early advantage. He's also got his command center in a better position in his expansion, so he's going to get his expansion going a little bit quicker for that reason too.
Yeah, that was actually poor micro by Skyhigh because he had his barracks there floating near Lomo's base, and if he had put that barracks up over the ramp, he would have had the vision of the Marines and been able to take them all down with the Vulture with some decent micro and actually get in and do a lot of harassing of his opponent's economy. And he clearly wasn't microing. Now he's building his command center in his main, so he's actually going to have his command center at the same time. So both players with virtually identical builds, although I feel that Skyhigh should probably have a slight advantage considering the fact that he forced to cancel his opponent's factory. Looks like Lomo's putting down an armory now as well. I think Skyhigh was putting a second factory down, so slight divergence between the two players there. Second and third factory going down for Skyhigh. So Lomo is obviously going to be trying to play for a little bit of a later game, trying to get those kind of last till then. Skyhigh obviously will need to do a little bit of damage with those vultures, but I still think that Skyhigh missed a trick there with those vultures because there were only 3 Marines there and pretty much nothing else to defend since that factory was delayed, and Lomo was going for the machine shop, so he wasn't going to have anything out for a few more seconds, and Skyhigh missed a really good opportunity there.
Yeah, and Skyhigh even lost that last Vulture, which should have been able to pick off that Marine with a little micro. But he lost the last Vulture and the SCV, and there was a Marine sitting there with half health and 2 kills under his belt. Skyhigh now putting down some mines actually out in front of Lomo's base, going for some kind of a detain. I don't think Lomo, I didn't see an academy, but usually when they put down the armory, they're put down an academy to go for a comsat as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lomo is actually on his way to getting some comsat. But in the meantime, he's going to be stuck in his base. Yeah, no comsats going down, looking around. I don't see an academy, so we'll see. He may not even know that those mines are there just yet, although he is probably at least slightly aware of it. And once you get a decent mech army, you can push out slowly. And Skyhigh going for a little bit of a run by here. He's going to kill off that Marine and try and run by it and put some mines around that mech army. Lomo microing a little bit too well, though, picking off that mine just as it was heading for the tank. But it's going to slow him down from attacking these vultures while they go around and try and attack SCVs. But again, Lomo knows those mines are right there, and he knows that he can't move very quickly. Once he gets another couple of Goliaths or tanks out, he'll be able to, this is what he can do, is just kind of move around slowly, and that much mech can pick off mines very easily as soon as they pop up. So he's not going to be too bothered in his base, but again, he still can't quite move out of his base until he gets comsat and really clears out those mines.
Yeah, there are a couple of mines still left there that could end up hurting him later on if he accidentally runs into them while defending or something like that. A lot of vultures out in the field for Skyhigh. Lomo does have a couple of comp sets down now, finally. We didn't see that Academy, but I guess it must have gone on somewhere. Now going off with the scan, trying to clear out as many mines as he can. Lomo continuing to lay down the minefield. He's got a lot of vultures, Skyhigh continuing to lay down the minefield. He's got a lot of vultures out there, but he doesn't seem to have a lot of siege tanks out. And now Lomo has got vultures out as well. So Lomo is not exactly in a terrible position, though not in a great position. Now looks like with two forces, main forces engaging, with help of those siege tanks, he's able to just rampage through the middle of that map. And it looks like it might actually be Skyhigh who might end up potentially in a contain here. The main deciding limiting factor is going to be whether or not Lomo runs out of scans before he gets up there, and how slow he's going to be getting up there. Now that siege tank coming out finally for Skyhigh. I'm not sure if he's even got siege mode research, because I think he was researching Volt and Mine, so I'm not even sure if... I don't think either player actually has siege mode down, so it's going to be a little bit of the battle of the siege modes. Both players trying to research siege modes at the same time. Skyhigh does have a few more vultures than Lomo, but Lomo has got Goliath to support his tanks as well. And yeah, this is a close battle, but Skyhigh is now putting his third and fourth factory down, so he definitely has more factories and more production, and he could just potentially out-macro Lomo here, who's still trying to get that contained at Skyhigh's base. And Skyhigh doing a good job of keeping them in a big battle in the middle here. Vultures trading blows. There's more siege tanks and Goliaths in play, but more reinforcements arriving for Skyhigh just in the nick of time. But I don't think he's going to win this battle. I think he's still going to lose this battle, and Lomo comes out with a huge win. Skyhigh loses almost his entire army, and Lomo has most of his army intact, and now he's pushing in at Skyhigh's front door, and Skyhigh is going to really struggle to defend this. Spider mines being planted all around those siege tanks. One siege tank goes down, the vultures go down, and he's managed to get siege mode up, but it might be a little bit too late here. Lomo, though his siege tanks are badly damaged, he loses one of the siege tanks. Second siege tank pulls back. Skyhigh has managed to save that, and I think Lomo would have been better off just trying to set up a contain there once he had won that battle and being a little bit over-aggressive. But nevertheless, that was a good job done by well done by him.
Yeah, that was really well done by him. Nicely microed in that battle and everything. And but yeah, the siege mode coming in a little bit earlier for Skyhigh, and if Skyhigh had not gotten siege mode at that moment, I think he might have lost the game just there. But that extra tank, that third tank coming in, and siege mode coming in right at the right time, was able to fend that off, and Lomo had to fall back. He was a little bit over-aggressive in hindsight. I think at the time it might have been a wise decision to push in, since he did have the advantage, and he seemed to have overwhelming numbers because he still had a few vultures left. It was just that one moment where that siege mode came in, just ended up turning the tide in Skyhigh's favor. In hindsight, yeah, if he had just set up a contain, though, he'd be in a really good position to set up third base and take a longer win, though. But anyway, he's still in not that bad of a position, though. He lost all of his tanks and Goliaths, and there's a starport up. He's going to be producing some wraiths, and Skyhigh doesn't have any Goliaths. I don't even know if he has an armory at this point. He probably does, but he doesn't have any Goliaths at this point. So coming out with a few raids at just the right time. Oh, mine killed the Ursidon and did a lot of damage on that tank. Anyway, Skyhigh now pushing back out, though. I think he's got an extra factory on Lomo, so he's able to produce a few more units. A huge battle going on here in the middle, with a lot of vultures, again, trading blows, as you said, but just this time Lomo just does not have the tank support, having lost a few extra tanks in that other battle, and Skyhigh is going to be the one charging down back on Lomo's base now.
Yeah, Skyhigh's actually got his macro kicking in, and again, that's what I said. I think Lomo was in a good position. He had like 3 tanks left, but they were all kind of low health from the battle. He had a decent number of vultures. If he just laid siege across those bridges, it would have been very difficult for Skyhigh to push across. But now Skyhigh is actually pushing on and almost gaining access to Lomo's natural expo. Lomo does have some siege tanks there, a couple of siege tanks, but Skyhigh has taken all of those out. The last siege tank is going to get taken out as well, coming under fire. One more shot will finish it. The siege tanks gets taken down. Lomo has got that wraith out, but it might not be able to really do much, and Skyhigh does have comsats, and I'm sure he'll be able to get those Goliaths out quickly enough. Now Lomo just trying to get a couple more siege tanks down and try and hold his bridge, but those siege tanks are going to get taken down by vultures alone, and Lomo's just getting completely overrun. Skyhigh completely out-macroing him here, and again, I feel Lomo just made a tactical mistake, and now he's completely locked in to his natural expo, and he doesn't even have control of that. Those vultures wreaking havoc. Meanwhile, a large group of siege tanks for Skyhigh on that bridge, and this is going to be, I think this is going to be probably incredibly difficult for Lomo to get back in this game now.
Yeah, those wraiths are his last chance to get back in this game. If he can somehow get a siege on, and he's going to send out SCVs to take hits from the siege tanks. move his own siege tanks in. He's only going to be able to kill off that first line, and a siege Skyhigh holding back the rest of his tanks is just going to be able to sit back and just like I guess Lomo should have done, just siege up on those bridges and take the territory that way. Now those raids finally coming to bear. I guess Lomo decided that he couldn't wait any longer. He's going to send those into battle, but they're not going to do a terrible amount of good at this point. There's only 2 of them, and he's decided to attack the tank that was already being repaired, which was not the best decision, but now he's finally going for the SCVs. More SCVs coming in to support, to repair, and Goliaths as well. So Skyhigh already with Goliaths en route, probably has comms, almost certainly has comsats. I don't know if I've seen him have comsat yet, but those wraiths are pretty much, and he doesn't even have a cloak, so it doesn't matter. But those wraiths are going to be neutralized just now as those Goliaths come into range. And Lomo finally using that high ground to his advantage a little bit. But I think Skyhigh might have a little bit too many forces. Both of them still at 2 bases, though.
Yeah, they're both at 2 bases, but Skyhigh is still controlling those bridges, and Lomo just doesn't have the units necessary to push past those bridges and to actually break through. And Skyhigh is just going to lock him down. Now Skyhigh is actually putting that 3rd base down at the 3 o'clock position, or the 2:30 position. Yeah, he's putting them down at the 2:30 position, and now he's brought more reinforcements in. He's going to control those bridges. Lomo doing a good job of sieging from the ramp and putting a little bit of pressure on Skyhigh's forces, but Skyhigh is able to have enough forces in there. Skyhigh, meanwhile, has got starports down of his own. Lomo already losing a couple of raids in the process, and even if I think this might be a little bit silly by Skyhigh. I think he would have been better off just keeping the Goliaths down, but Lomo doing a good job of sniping another siege tank, but he's still not been able to break those shackles. Skyhigh, meanwhile, with a large fleet of vultures and Goliaths heading around the back towards Lomo's natural expo, and siege tanks as well. That's why he doesn't have the reinforcements there. I was wondering why he didn't have more forces in place to hold that bridge, but instead he's going to set up a siege behind Lomo's base, catching Lomo's tanks out of position, and that's going to hurt Lomo big time, because now he's getting shelled at his natural expo, and with only 2 bases, to not be mining from your natural expo is, yeah, it's pretty much a killer, and if that refinery goes down, that would be sealing the deal. As it is, Lomo is in desperate trouble right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the forces to defend his front and his rear at the same time. For some reason, Skyhigh, I guess he feels the damage has been done. It's going to fall back, that force in the back there, and 2 command centers going down inside Lomo's base. I guess he's got extra minerals. He's been spending. All you can really use in this kind of a situation are gas units, tanks, and wraiths. And so he's built up extra minerals. He's going to try and double expand if he ever gets out of this. But back up on the ridge, he's going to kill that second gas as well. And that is just a killer, because gas is the most important resource in TVT. It's just absolutely killer to lose that second gas. And now Lomo desperately trying to, I don't think he's even going to fight that off. Yeah, so he's going to lose his second gas now. And he's going to be down to 1 gas. So those extra command centers aren't really going to do anything at all. And look at this, his drop, he was going to try and go around and drop, I think, behind. Oh, barely saving it from that mine and those Goliaths. Nicely microed, but I think that drop was his chance to do some damage back to Skyhigh, and he's lost it now. So there doesn't seem to be a way back in this game. He's just too well contained, I think.
Yeah, I think the raids weren't really a great idea, to be honest. I mean, he tried to produce the raids, and then he had 2 raids come out by the time his front door was locked. And I think Lomo had his chances to win this game. Obviously, he's lost now, as far as I'm concerned, coming in. And Skyhigh with a massive fleet of raids to support his units, and that dropship is just going to get picked off in seconds. And I'm surprised he doesn't focus the dropships down. He's actually focusing the Goliaths down. He wants to, I guess, keep his raids alive, and that's why he's focusing the Goliaths. He's taken most of the Goliaths down. 1 Goliath left. That's being microed decently by Lomo. That's going to get taken out. Meanwhile, his siege tanks are gone as well, and that expansion that he's just now put down, that siege tank on the ridge as well, is going to get taken out. The expansion that he's just put down at the 4 o'clock base, that's going to get killed as well, especially if he floats it. It's going to die so quickly to those raids. So yeah, it's just a matter of Skyhigh closing this game down now. Anything else is just unnecessary prolonging of death. I think we should send Lomo to the Dignitas clinic in Switzerland in this game anyway, because there's no way he's going to be able to be resuscitated in this game.
Yeah, and I think that sending those raids...
Die with dignity, Lomo. Die with dignity.
The 2 starport raids was the killing blow for Skyhigh there. It looked like Lomo had an even chance in that last battle, especially with the dropship in play, but then those raids coming in just really swung things in Skyhigh's favor, and it was just a slaughter there. And now I think he's going to lose those 2 bases at some point pretty soon because I don't think he's any defenses. Yeah, he wasn't able to land one of them. I didn't see if the other one landed or not. No, okay, that's where the Wraiths are. Is going after that expansion. So yeah, not too good shape, and he still doesn't have that second gas up. A single siege tank with like 10 hit points left, keeping Lomo from mining gas at that expansion. I think I know this. I think I know the reason why Lomo lost so badly though. It's because he forgot his chewing gum today. I was noticing he wasn't chewing gum while he was playing, so that's where he gains his power. Is from his chewing gum. He was without his
Must be nicotine gum.
he was without his power today. No, that Vulture doing a nice job, but these Wraiths are just too overwhelming. All of Lomo's forces get killed off, and he is forced to GG. So CJ is going to go up 1-0 in this playoff matchup.
Yeah, well played Skyhigh, and I think Lomo's performance there left a lot to be desired. I don't think that he doesn't seem to be very enthusiastically giving high fives to his teammates, and I love the way you have all these like teammates sitting in the background who never ever get to play for the team, the B team, and they all go and then do high five as well, and that's basically their entire job as far as television StarCraft is concerned, to get out there and basically high five the players who actually get to play. That's got to be pretty sad, although I'm sure they make their contribution in terms of practice partners and things like that. Yeah, I think Lomo would be quite disappointed with his performance. He could have done a lot better there.
Alright, time to move on to game 2.